Hello, lovelies. Come on in. It's time for us to get down to business. It's time. It's time. Anyone miss me? I was gone on Sunday. I'm going to tell you what I did. I had a whole day of sitting around in my pajamas, essentially. Almost in my pajamas. Let's just say sweatpants. I took a bath that lasted probably a good hour. I came out a shriveled prune. Sometimes you just need to do it. So come on in, everyone. I see you there. I see a couple sort of coming on in. There's my girl, Jenny. Hi, Jenny. Jenny's in the house. Who else is here? I'm just watching. Just watching. Good morning. Hi, Susan. I missed you guys too. I felt weird not coming on. There's another Susan. We got the Susans in the house. We have the Susans in the house. But I will tell you, it was fun. I just kept my hair up in a ponytail all day. I got into a bath with some lavender and lots and lots of Epsom salt and just snuggled right on in there. I'll tell you, it was fantastic. Hello, Dawn. Good to see you. Lisa's here. Good to see you too, Lisa. Hello, hello. Here comes everyone. Click, click, click. Just waiting for a few more people to get in here. Are you guys sharing these, by the way? When you share, you care, which we appreciate. We do appreciate, and I know Facebook is not really good with the thingies anymore, with the notifications. So if you're not getting your notification, I apologize. I can't fix that though. That's an inside job that Facebook needs to start handling for us, don't you think? Who else is here? Who was here? There's Tay. Who is here who was at our event this last weekend? We had Full Bloom this weekend. Who was here on Saturday? Hi, Brenda. We had a fantastic time. Boy, you guys missed out. We had an incredible time. You know, it really did go smoothly. We had somebody who said, you know, they were just so surprised at how smoothly it went. I was surprised at how smoothly it went. It was just, it flowed. It was really lovely. And, you know, we just had, you know, it's tech stuff. And it worked. It worked. There's Joanne. Yes, Joanne was there and Diane was there. We really had a great time. It was wonderful. You know, it was, and that's kind of, thank you. Brenda said it was, and it filled my cup. Thank you for saying that, Brenda. Yeah, and that's kind of, you know, I'm going to springboard into our discussion for today because it really brought me to a place of understanding something that I think is really important for us to connect the dots. Well, Jenny was there. Of course she was. Lisa was there. Yay! Thank you, Trisha. Lisa said Full Bloom was great. Trisha said Full Bloom was wonderful. You know what was wonderful about it? Is that everybody showed up and they played full out. They were present. They were participating. And I think we all just sort of miss each other and that sense of community and that sense of here's a bunch of girls getting together and talking, having fun, and boy, I needed that. I don't know about you, but it was a nice a nice estrogen fixed. Hi, Susan. So yeah, it was a really wonderful time, and you know, sadly it's over, but we just sent out an email to all the participants, asking them for feedback and asking also for dates for possibly in September, because we're going to be looking at that. Hopefully we will be back into the real world and we won't be locked in our houses anymore. I don't think we can do this that much longer, can we? I don't know. Just wanted to let you know that the code for the Ships Free code, you know, Ships Free is always the code. It's the product that changes. And this time we have our L-glutamine. Our L-glutamine is fantastic. L-glutamine is is an amino acid that goes and helps your tummy, helps your gut, and it helps to heal those little loose junctures that are in your gut that kind of separate and open up. And that's what lets food out into your body cavity. You don't want that. You don't want that. So it's really, really important that you get your gut healed. Understand 70% of your immune system lives in your gut. Therefore, having a healed gut is massively important. We do that with bone broth. We do that with L-glutamine, and that really helps. We also do that with relaxation and getting rid of the stress, right? All of that stuff. It all comes into play. So we have ships free L-glutamine. You'll notice it has a lower price because there's 30 servings per container. That's the good news. And Marianne said, I liked watching Caroline. Caroline is going to do today's cooking lesson as well. She's also doing Wednesday's cooking lesson. So yay, it helps me out a lot. So let me just tell you about L-glutamine. For those of you who are not familiar with L-glutamine, besides the fact that it's an amino acid, it has no flavor. But a psychiatrist years and years ago told me about L-glutamine being used on addicts. And what they do is you take your finger, okay, I just put my finger in my water glass, you wet it, and you put it directly into your L-glutamine that you put into a little dish. You can just keep things clean and not contaminated. Obviously, I have very clean hands. You put it on your teeth, your tongue, your gums, and it immediately, boom, crushes any craving that you might have. Long-term strategy, of course, is something that we want. Long-term strategies are absolutely critical. Long-term strategy is making that change over, making that fuel source change by limiting the carbs, limiting the sugar, and being able to go from being a sugar burner to being a fat burner, big time. But this, while you're making those shifts, and I'll tell you, I get cravings every once in a while too. We all do. This does the trick. And I've got a bunch of people, they're probably on here right now, who can tell you just how effective it is. A psychiatrist told me about it. She uses it on all addicts. Her specialty is addiction. And she has her addicts on this. And listen, when you're addicted, when you have an addiction, whether it's booze, drugs, sugar, carbs, the legal ones, it's the same center in the brain. And this cuts it off. It's amazing. So if you want to take advantage of this, L-glutamine is your trick. Grab it, put it in the cart, use ships free, and you can get everything else. We've got some, I think we just ran out of SME, but we have a bunch of other stuff too. Take a stroll through the shop. We got a bunch of stuff in there. And I just want to let you know, you can fill your cart to overflowing if you want. As long as you've got L-glutamine in there, it'll ship free. You can, by the way, you can also put this in your smoothie. It has no flavor. I'm not sitting here gagging. Have you noticed that? And if you decide that you're going to spend $200 in the shop, I'm going to send you a little mindful mug to say thank you for being such a fabulous supporter of a small woman-owned business. I appreciate you guys so much on that. Really makes a big difference for us. Thank you. We have a new quote of the week. Wayne Dyer. You like him? I think he's cool. He's I call him my writing buddy. Oh, Amy, you're going to love today. Today I'm kind of building on what we discussed a little bit, so I'm glad you're here. I'm good. Yes. Do this, do this, do this. Your L-glutamine, because we have them in the smaller container, you can now order a couple of them, stick one in your purse and stick another one in your kitchen. And this stuff is it really is amazing stuff. I could not believe it. And as soon as she told me about it, that was it. I went and ordered some and have it. And now I wouldn't be without it. It's amazing. And like I said, you will not taste it in the smoothie. So Wayne Dyer's quote is, miracles come in moments. Be ready and willing. I've got my thing backwards again. Sorry, guys. I love this so much because, when we're out there, when we're looking for things, when we're absolutely looking for things that are going to support the kind of life that we want to lead. And you've heard me say it a million times. Does this support the kind of life that I want to lead? That's the things, those are the questions that we have to constantly ask ourselves. Because if it doesn't support the kind of life that you want to lead, maybe it's something that needs to go away. If it's the kind of thing that's making you miserable, if it's the kind of thing that causes constant worry, constant, stress, conflict within, there's time to have a little conversation about that. We do this with meditation. We do this with our journal writing. We do this with planning. We do this with accountability. All of these things help us to become the kind of women that we are striving to become. And I want you to understand that the striving factor, we don't want to be striving so much that it just feels like we're constantly never getting there. Our journey is part of the getting there. Didn't we talk about that so much this weekend? Our journey is part of the getting there. And I mean, it's obviously part of the getting there, but it is just as critical, just as important as the destination. And when we understand this and we can embrace this and lean into it, as they say, then everything starts to change. And I have a story for that. I've got a story for that. When Marla and I very, very, very first started writing Body Clutter, and this is back in 2005, and I was in, or maybe even 2004, I hardly even remember. It was way back in the early 2000s. And I had just lost my job. I had a job as a talk show host on a radio program. And when everything kind of shifted, it was on pretty much my 1-year anniversary. They make changes so quickly. But anyway, so when all of that happened, I was just shocked. And I was like, what am I going to do? This, that, and the other thing. And this is when we started to discuss dealing with our body clutter, right? And as we're dealing with our body clutter, I was always in this place of looking toward those jeans that I wanted to wear. All I could see was what was ahead. I never embraced what was going on today. And I lived in the past and I lived in the future, but I didn't live in the present tense. Let me explain that. I went into a Lane Bryant store with Marla because I finally could not wear I couldn't wear clothes from a regular store. And it was devastating for me. I was upset about it. I didn't want this to be the case, but here I was and I couldn't wear any clothes and I needed clothes. I needed everything. And she said, let's just go in there. And I said, okay. So, went in there. And then, the nice lady there said to me, honey, if we pick up the girls, you're going to look like you lost 10 pounds. Well, she had me at 10 pounds. So I said, fine, let's do that. She brought all these bras in. She came in while I was standing there, in my panties and underwear. And she said, what is that? And sort of shamed me with my bra because I had on a nursing bra. Now, my children were teenagers. And I was still wearing a nursing bra because I didn't feel like I deserved a pretty bra until I lost the weight. Until I lost the weight, my life was on hold. Until I was going to lose the weight, there was no loving myself right then. Until I did this, I wasn't going to have that. And it was right at that moment when she gave me the bra and I put on the t-shirt that she gave me and I started to feel a little bit better about myself. I was 237 pounds. I was still miserable and didn't feel good and felt like I was not in my own body anymore. I was still full of inflammation. I still had a round face from all of the Hashimoto stuff that I was going through at the time. But when I decided at that time to dress for the woman I was at the time and to get something cute, when I decided to pull the girls up and stop wearing a nursing bra that was just tattered and old, and I mean old, geez, ridiculously old. And when I stopped thinking about what was ahead and started thinking about what was today, it made all the difference in the world. I could embrace today. I could embrace those little wins. I could have things that I hadn't had before because I was so worried about the future. I was so worried and so much beating myself up today that there was looking back into the past, wearing the old nursing bra, looking to the future when I get to wear those jeans, and the right here and now, missing in action. I didn't have that. I wasn't enjoying that. And yet day after day after day was slipping away. But every single day I was beating myself up. And you know what that does? It exhausts you. You're full of conflict. You're never satisfied. There's no working toward excellence because you're working toward perfection and you're paralyzed and you're not doing anything. You're not moving at all. You're at a standstill, living in the past, looking toward the future, if only, and staying in today miserable. So I completely ditched that with body clutter. It's an old thing. You go back to it all the time, right? It's an old habit. It's a knee-jerk thing. It happens, right? But if you can come to the place of understanding today, this is where you are. This is where you are. Do you remember the movie Cats? Or not the movie, I never watched that. The play Cats, right? But there's a song in there, Memories, and it's Grisabelle or whatever her name is it goes up to sing memories, and she's singing about the past. She's singing about when she was beautiful and glorious and not such a raggedy old cat anymore, like she is now. And that song just really stuck with me. And it made me think I could do that too. Look back on the glory days, look and forget about the future. You have an opportunity right now today to embrace your flaws, to embrace your beauty and the exquisite uniqueness of who you are right now today. Right now today. Because even if you're not at the weight you want to be, even if you're still struggling with stuff and you still have that conflict inside, part of getting over all these things, and the reason why we always fall back into the old stuff that we know, is because we're not satisfied with today. And today's enough. Today is glorious. Today is a day that you have been chosen by the Maker above to have you right here, right now, in this place, at this time, for a purpose. And that should be enough for us, shouldn't it? We have a tendency to not let it be enough, but we can have it be enough simply by embracing who we are, the beauty of who we are, and understanding that we're here on purpose. And sometimes that needs to be enough. Sometimes that needs to be enough. So I have a couple of things for you that I want you to do. Believe in yourself. Believe in your ability to get to your goals and let that be enough. Okay? Start there. Looking back, we talked about this weekend, and I'll just give you a snippet. When you're looking back and constantly looking back, you're losing today. You're going back into the past and reliving it every time. You're hitting repeat on that button. You're hitting the beat, you're hitting it, and you're hitting it, and you're hitting it, and you're hitting it. What I want you to do is to allow the past to be. Allow it to be the past. Because the past is only the past. The past can't come back to the future. You can't go back, and you can't only if only I had, if only I was, if only I was younger, if only I didn't weigh what I weigh. If onlys are slaying us and ruining the psyche of our inner being. It's destroying us. It's a soul wound. We all were something else back when, and we all have some kind of a glory day we can look back on, right? Let it be. It's your history. And let's be happy with the history. Put it in the experience file and be pleased with that, or upset with it, whatever you want, but the experience file. We don't need to be trotting that out every time. It's just exhausting to do that. So let's let that go. And as far as the future, let's look toward the future with a loose hand, because our hands are meant for today. Our hands are in the place of creating our today. We can't create our today if we're doing one of these over for the future, or we're trying to drag back the past. And let me just say this. Tell me about this. You can't bring back the past, and you can't bring in the future to live now. So why not be present in today? I believe if we can start being present in today and start looking at everything as if they are a miracle, because miracles come in moments. Daily. Look for it. Your reticular activating system is constantly looking for evidence to support what you think about your life. So if you start looking for the things that are beautiful, that are going to bless you, that are going to help you to create the life you want to live, you will find them. They just suddenly magically drop from the sky like raindrops. It's true. Watch what happens when you do that. The thing is, though, biggie, you gotta be willing and you gotta be ready. Easy. You know how you're ready? You just put the universe on alert. God, I am ready. I'm ready for every blessing that you have for me. I'm standing here with open arms, open hands, ready to receive, because your gratitude is in place. You're looking for the love and the abundance and the blessings. They come from above. We talked last week, you remember, look up, look out, and look within. And we really marched on that big time this weekend. We have to look up, because God is the one who's placed us here on purpose. Right now, today, this generation, in the pandemic, we're here for whatever reason. And if we don't look out and connect, we're isolated. We're in pain. We are desperate and in despair. We need that. That's how we're built. That's part of our DNA. And if we don't look within, we're living an unexamined life. And more than anything, I want you to examine the things loosely, carefully. Look at it. Look at what's going on. And not for self-flagellation purposes, but for the purpose of saying, yeah, I'm going to straighten this thing out here. Unplug from the emotion. And just look at it. What is it? What's going on? That's what we need to do. That's how we live our lives in a way that's excellent. That's how we live our lives in a way that creates exactly the life we want to live. And that's what makes every single day vibrant and wonderful and beautiful and miraculous. And it comes moment by beautiful moment. It's the only way it's going to work. What if we did it that way instead of the way we've been doing it? Because that's the carousel of crazy. We can't look back and wish that we had that. We can't look forward and say, if only I could do it just like that. Because neither one of those things are ever going to happen. Because we're here, right now, today on Monday, April 20th. That's the way it is. So if we can do this, if we can connect with our days, with our hours and minutes and moments, miracles are going to happen. Miracles are going to happen. And you know what else is going to happen? There's going to be a miracle of transformation inside of you as well. We are going to emerge from these cocoons as beautiful butterflies. Now, are you going to do it with a pair of size 6 jeans? I don't know. Will you have better lipstick? I don't know. Will your hair need doing? Yes. I'll tell you what. Look at this mess. But so what? We're all here and in this together. And that's the best part. Because listen, if I know I've got my girls, and if I know that I have my God, and if I know that inside I can look at things without falling apart, destroying myself, and look at things on how can I be better at something? How can I get this conflict out of my life? What would it take for me to be able to do this? Just imagine, wouldn't it be great if those kind of things, those are the things that we do, and it makes it fun. It helps to stir the creativity, makes the imagination just go pop. And that's what we want, because we want those miracles that come in the moment. We want to be ready. We want to be willing. And all I'm telling you is turn on that switch. Say, here I am, present, ready, willing, and able. And you know what? I'm looking for every single miraculous moment, because they're going to happen to me today, because that's what I have. I have today. How's that for cool? Don't forget, if you would like to continue to support Saving Dinner, become a Dinner Answers member. It's easy. Go to savingdinner.com and click on the link. We have pandemic pricing. It's only $7 a month. We turn around and support you in return when you support a small woman-owned business. That's it. However you eat, we've got a plan for you. And every single Tuesday, we deliver that plan to you in your inbox. And you have access to our database, and you can change it up at any time. $7 a month, and you're supporting a woman-owned business. That's cool. Miracles come by the moments. They come in moments. Moment by moment by moment. And your moment is right now, today. Your moment is here and now. And if you're willing and you're ready and you're able, all you have to do is say, present, pinkies up. Don't forget that this Friday, girls, this Friday is Q&A day. All you have to do is send your questions in to support@savingdinner.com, and in that subject line, put question for Leanne on Friday, and I will answer for you. Okay? Now, the questions are like, what do I ask questions about? Well, you might have a nutrition question or a cooking question or something else. I don't know. Whatever question you have, just ask it. I'll answer it. Thank you, ladies. Thanks for hanging out with me this morning or this afternoon, wherever it is. I will see you tomorrow at 1 p.m. Caroline is cooking today, my daughter, at 4 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you come back to the page, tune in. She is making her cauliflower soup. You're going to want to be there for that. Love you all. See you later. Share this video. Let's get some folks in. Bye.